welcome back to Grow Joyfully. Well, it's time to cut my beautiful, beautiful 2-pound tomatoes. This is a German pink and it's only 2.5 ounces short of 2 pounds. Isn't she beautiful? My first year for a German pink. And then my very first 2-pound tomato of the year is the old German. You'll love the red streak. And it looks very similar to this one, which is a pineapple. They both have the red streaking on the bottom. This one is not ripe yet, but I did want to bring it in before it rained and before it had a chance to split. Part of it is riper than the other. So that's why I brought it in. It's not ready to cut yet, so I have several more days to look at it longingly and lovingly. But I wanted to cut my beauties today, and it's a bittersweet moment. I know I'm kind of strange, but I love my tomatoes so much. I like to look at them and enjoy their color, their smell, their texture, because I know it's going to be a full year before I get to see something like this again. So I just thought I'd bring you along for the very lovely cutting of the big tomatoes. The reason I need to use them up is because, as you can see, this one split a little and it's very ripe. And if I don't, I'll lose it. This one has a little bit more green, but it's even juicier down here at the bottom. So I'm making ketchup. And I'm also making tomato sauce in 2 pans, one there and one here. And then I'm making ketchup in my turkey roaster, my roaster oven. So here we go with the German pink. I haven't even tasted one of these. Oh my goodness. I did not do a taste test on this, and I don't know if I have any more out there. I think I have one plant. Oh, that's lovely. You might have to count this in the next 10 taste test. Now they all taste a little watery, which might make me think that I'm watering them too much, but I have been picking them in the afternoon before a long watering, like Jess from Roots and Refuge suggests. So maybe that's just the way it is. Take a look at this beauty. Try to get over here where you can see it better. Is that not gorgeous? I'm not going to slice it up since I have the core out and I took off the bottom part. I'm just going to cut it into quarters so it will cook down fast in the ketchup concoction, which is in the turkey roaster. But I just wanted to share with you the beauty of these tomatoes. I'm also, before I put this in, I'm going to save the seed and label it carefully. Be right back. Saving the seeds is very easy. All you have to do is cut it in fourths or however you want. Run your finger down. I know it has a name and everything, but I don't know what that little pocket's name is. Can't get into there. And do more right here. This one actually doesn't have that many seeds, which is surprising for a big slicer. Maybe if we cut it once again. Yes, I know you're not supposed to cut like this. I'm being very cautious. Children, don't do that. Always cut away from yourself on a cutting board. So here's a few more seeds. See if we can find some more here. Really doesn't have all that many seeds. So I'm just working them out with my thumb. Here Here's some more here. And the reason I do this is because tomato seeds have a little gel packet thing around them so that it can make it through the digestive tract of any animal, including humans. And so when birds and other animals eat them and they then take them out the other end, the gel pack around it protects it so that once they, shall we say, secrete the tomato seed, it has protection around it so that it can drop into the dirt. Then that gel dries up and it will germinate the next spring and grow. So this is a protection feature for tomatoes and other seeds. So looks like we've got mostly. And the reason I put it in a little bowl is because I add a little water and I'm actually fermenting the seeds, trying to get that little gel pack off of it. And once they fermented and formed a scum over them, it stinks like heck, but I don't let them go too long. Then I will take these, put them in a sieve, rinse them off super well, place them on a paper towel with the label of what they are, and let them dry. After they've dried 2, 3, 4 days, then I will pop them in an envelope and put the year and the variety on it. And then I have seed for next year. So I thought you might enjoy that little factoid on how I save seeds. Now, I've got to wash this off, so I'll be right back. The reason I washed off the cutting board was not just to keep it clean, but to keep the seeds from mixing. Because ideally, what you want to do is save seeds from your biggest, bestest tomatoes. So next year, you can get another big 2-pounder like this. So now it's time to cut this beauty. This is an old German, and it has the pink marbling and streaking like the big rainbow tomato does, and the pineapple tomato does. I just think they're very beautiful tomatoes and a great work of art. The reason that you add citric acid or lemon juice, bottled lemon juice, when you can these tomatoes is to make sure there's enough acidity in them to make them safely cannibal. And I don't mean cannibal like, yeah, no. So they don't have enough. These yellow tomatoes have a lot less acid in it, as we went over the other day on the taste testing video. A lot less acid than do the red and pink ones. So that's why we always add citric acid, which is right here. Just got this at the store. Or bottled lemon juice. I don't know if fresh lemon juice is strong enough, and they usually tell you on the instructions. Please follow your instructions for canning very carefully, no matter what method you're using. Make sure you follow a tried and true recipe for safety's sake. But these tomatoes have to have some citric acid or lemon juice added to them when you make ketchup well, I don't know about the ketchup. I'm going to check that out because it has 3 cups of vinegar in the whole recipe, and that's quite a bit of added acid. But over here, if I can move this around without dropping it, the tomato sauce, when I put it in the bottles to can it, I will add citric acid because I have it, and that's to make the acid the right level. And then I add salt and sugar for flavor. So I just thought I would share with you cutting up my big 2-pound tomato and my nearly 2-pound tomato. They're lovely, they're delicious, it's kind of a thing of honor and pride amongst tomato growers to grow a big tomato like that. So I always shoot for 2 pounds. I've never gone over 2 pounds, 6.5 ounces, which is what this pineapple tomato is. 2 pounds, 6.5 ounces. Isn't she beautiful? I know she's only partially ripe, but I love her. So I hope you enjoyed this little information factoid. Sarah from, I'm going to forget, silly me, Homesteading Traditions, I believe, Sarah and Kevin. She has a recipe for homemade ketchup, so I encourage you to go over there and try it out. I'm trying out her recipe for the first time this year. Take you up and over here. Here's my turkey roaster. I've got the lid on, and in there I have my tomatoes cooking away, plus the onion, vinegar, sugar, and other seasonings that it requires. And she's tried to make it so that she can duplicate the Heinz the Heinz ketchup recipe as closely as possible. So that's exciting to try new recipes, but I'm sure she followed the recommended amount of citric acid or lemon juice or vinegar that's required, because you must have acid added to your tomato recipes in order to can them. So pick up a Ball Blue Book about canning, and it will tell you. It's very reliable, and it is approved by the FDA or whoever approves things, you know. So Rose Red Homestead is also another great channel to listen to for canning advice, because I do believe she's got a lot of a background in the food sciences. I know she's got a PhD in something similar. I'd have to go back and check her video again to see what it is in exactly, but she goes, she follows the science very carefully for canning and preserving things. So I recommend Rose Red Homestead too. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you learned something. I hope you have a lovely day. And make sure you're setting down in between all this work and this canning and everything, because at this season, we really get worn out, don't we? Sending love and hugs, and there's no fly dive bombing me right now, my little cute grandkids. And yes, we do. We need. Where's the bacon? I like to put in these funny things for my grandkids to give them a giggle. So I hope you have a lovely day. Hope you learned something for it. Hope you try something new today with an approved, safe recipe. And don't forget to grow joyfully. We'll see you next time.